I think the first thing to highlight is that to be in the fullness of your masculinity and as a man, you have to be in touch with your feminine and you have to keep those roles in balance. And those who know me like really well in the deep understand that I have a highly developed queen as well as a highly developed king and a highly developed lover as well as a highly developed warrior and a highly developed magician as well as a highly developed mystic. And there's differences between these kind of archetypes, and I like working with these archetypes. But the first, I think, that's important that I don't think a lot of people get is the idea everybody conflates king and queen by the gender, the biological gender of the person. But actually, they're different archetypes fundamentally. And the king is in the Hebrew lineage is Tiferet. It's the masculine principle, and it's the principle that drives forward. It's the principle that makes decisions and can execute from a place of deep, deep stability. When everything is falling around and crumbling, everybody looks to the king. And the king then at that point rallies in the historical metaphor, rallies and says, rally to me. All those in fear, all those are weak, rally to me. And then the king charges forward. You think of Lord of the Rings and Aragorn and the King of Gondor. It's like, rally to me and we'll charge forward. And that's this kind of king energy, but that's also available to a biological woman. That doesn't mean that she's in her queen. She could be in her ruling king or her warrior king archetype, but it's not necessarily the queen. The queen is, while the king is charging, let me make sure that the king is supported in every way, that his Eros is full and that his fuck has been fully activated and freed. And let me take care of the rest of the kingdom, those who can't fight and those who need shelter and support. And all of them rally to the queen. So the queen stays behind and stay with me, children, stay with me, those who cannot fight. And I'll be there for you to support you, to nurture you and all of that. And both of those roles need to be activated to actually be a good king or to be a good queen, and to understand that there's a masculine principle of a queen, which is actually the king within the feminine, or a feminine principle within the masculine, which is the queen. And those royal archetypes are just the highest fruition of that certain principle of leadership that comes across. So that's one element that I think people that can help them with a kind of map that I think is important, because all the time people talk about like, I want to be a queen, I want to be a king. Well, they're different actually. And it doesn't depend on your biology. They're just archetypes that you can really develop.